What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Footy with an Edge. Okay, my my headphones are again connected to the wrong device. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Footy with an Edge. We're here to talk about the United versus Everton preview. That's right, our very first experience in a long time of Monday Night Football. So it's something that we're gonna have to get used to. But I guess that's what we're doing these days because we have a few Monday Night Football games coming up in the next what is it, like the next month or month and a half. So this is something we're gonna have to get used to, and let's just see what the fixture is. Hey Imran, appreciate you being here, bro. Where are you from, by the way? I always see you on the chat and the comments and everything. Would love to hear where you're from. Amar says, I have a question before you start, Andy. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. What's the question? Give me your question, bro. Joao Tavares, good afternoon. Imran is from Abuja, Nigeria. Nice to meet you, man. Nice to see you. Nice to see where you're from. We do have today is a call-in show, so if you want to call in and say hi, that would be amazing. Let me just put the StreamYard link in the chat and pin this right here. Okay, the message is pinned. So Amar says, what is your dream midfield pairing for United next season? Personally, we've talked about this a lot. Personally, my dream midfield would be Carlos Baleba and Adam Wharton. And I would like to have a backup of Joao Gomez. Obviously, I want Bruno to stay at the club as well, which, again, might divide opinion. Some people might feel like it's that we should sell Bruno. But honestly, I'm not here to manage the finances of the club. I don't really care about 100 million. I think Bruno gives us more than Bruno is a 100 million player. Like, he's worth that much to us. So unless you're talking some crazy money above that, I don't know if selling Bruno makes sense. I know he's on high wages, but he's the only player who has like earned his money in the last however long he's been here. I think he joined us in 2020, right? January of 2020 is when he joined us. So he has very much earned his money, square and simple. So I think it's Bruno here makes sense. From Monday Night Raw to Monday Night Football, United game to ease into a week, hoping for a win. Rahul's getting poetic here, man. Yeah, I hope so too. He says, is Angelo Stila a risk because it is affordable and good player? I think for me, Stila, the only problem I have is that he's not a Premier League proven player. So I struggle with saying, let's go for Stila. And he says, that's actually an interesting topic, what to expect of Bruno's future at the club. I want him to stay. I said in the summer, I wasn't making videos in the summer, but I said to Rishi privately, and I'm not afraid to say this, that we should have sold Bruno because it just looked so doom and gloom. It looked like we couldn't turn it around. So it felt to me like it made sense to sell Bruno and cash in because we were not going anywhere. But what he has shown me this year in terms of learning a new position, I'm very, very impressed. Rod Hendrick says, hi from ZA. Is that South Africa or is that, sorry, that's Zambia, right? Is that correct? I can't see the flag here. No, it is South Africa. Okay. Yeah. I can't even dream of selling Bruno. Absolutely. Gents, ladies, hope you're well. Liked your sins of 2023. Good to deep dive on these issues. Yeah, thank you, man. I think Sean said something about it too, right? Got so angry listening to part 2 of the sin video. Good laugh too, though. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Those are the types of videos that don't really make us that much money because YouTube tends to bias the positive videos, right? If we're talking about look at why we're so great, more people are likely to click on it. But we wanted to make sure that we talk about this topic because Rishi was on this a long time ago. Like Rishi has been telling me about the sins of 2023 for months now. Because we were talking about the transfers and all that and what impacts us positively or negatively. And Rishi has mentioned the sins of 2023 for so long that I was finally like, dude, I think we should just do an episode about it. And glad to see so many people enjoyed it because I think the people who watched it, they watched it for a long time. They watched the whole episode and it's great to see. Rishi's here in the chat. He says, hello, everyone. And Sean says, good work, Rishi. Nice to see the community bigging up each other. I think Bruno can play at a high level for the next 5 years at least. Yeah, he probably can. He probably can. He's going to be a little bit like a Modric, right? He takes such good care of his body. You could see him playing at 40 in Serie A as well. I love the 2023 podcast. Looking forward to the Dorgu analysis video you hinted at earlier. Yes, thank you. Thank you for holding me accountable. That is definitely coming. Conor Gallagher, I appreciate the suggestion, bro. I don't think Conor Gallagher is going to be a good signing. Just because I don't see anything different between Conor Gallagher and Mason Mount. I think they're very similar players, and we don't really need another 10. I mean, look, if it's like a crazy cheap loan signing and we are only covering 50% of his wages, I wouldn't say no to another body in the team because I think we are a little thin in terms of the squad. And he could help because Mason Mount starts on the right 10, but then he gets injured during AFCON, and then we have nobody to play there. So maybe in that scenario, I can see Conor Gallagher being a good backup. Okay, Boris. Boris says he didn't like the negativity. Like I told you guys, the negative videos don't really get views, and that's proof. But it's okay, man. We're not trying to be negative for the sake of negativity. We're just trying to share some information because we think it's important. And if you didn't enjoy it, that's okay. Not a big deal. Let me just get the tactics board up. Or no, actually, let me just open up FODMOB. And let's look at this preview. All right, so United and Everton, right? This is the big game for us because we have lost. Okay, we haven't lost. Sorry, we're unbeaten in 5, but there's been 2 draws in a row, right? So my problem with drawing 2 games in a row is that in isolation for both of those games, based on how they went, because we started with going 1-0 up in both games, then we conceded 2 goals to go down a goal, and then we scored a goal to kind of win the draw, right? So I appreciate the fact that we got 2 draws from those games individually. But if we go and lose against Everton now, that's 2 points in the last 3 games. And we would have just been better off to win against Forest, lose against Tottenham, and then lose against Everton than drawing 2 games and losing 1. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, because a draw just gives you 1 point and it's not like 1.5. I just think we're going to be in a situation where if we lose this game now, in fact, even if we draw this game now, wouldn't it be better to just have 1 win and 2 losses? That's just how I think about it because I feel like the draw doesn't tell you much, especially when you draw multiple games in a row. And it doesn't tell you much when you go and lose the next game. So I would rather be a team that just wins or loses than be a team that draws a lot of games. We already have 3 draws this season, and we can't afford to draw or lose this game anymore because of the volume of draws that we've had. So what do you guys think? He says, Suresh says, Everton is an easy game to play. We will win with a clean sheet. Nelson says, I disagreed with the Rashford part of the second part of the Sins series, but overall great video. Nelson, what did you disagree about exactly? Do you feel like he did his best and he was a good player for us and it just kind of tailed off at the end? Come give us your thoughts. Let me finish the preview first, though. I think we could extend the unbeaten streak for at least 4 games. So you're saying we already have a 5-game unbeaten streak. You think we could go another 4? Is that what you're saying, Sean? But listen, I have predicted a win. Even the doom and gloom 7 points that me and Rishi predicted. What's it called? Let's see. Everton beat Fulham in the last game, right? Let me just open that up. Who did they play? So they have Dewsbury Hall playing well. 1 assist in that game. He's man of the match. Tierno Barry, I haven't heard of this guy much. Obviously, Jack Grealish is a threat. And Iliman Ndiaye is also a very good player. He's probably their best player this season, as good as Grealish has been in terms of everything that he does. And I believe Ndiaye was fifth in duels won this season when I was doing my Dorgu research. And Lucas Paqueta was number one, which is also surprising. But this is good to see. So Iliman Ndiaye, Jack Grealish, definitely going to be threats for us. Gana Gay, 36-year-old Gana Gay is playing in their midfield. And they have this guy, Tim Eroeg Bunam. I definitely butchered that. At least it's not as bad as Goldridge. 22 years old. And so Gay is the one where, I mean, we have somebody who's more of an unk than Casemiro. That's kind of rare to see in a midfield, right? So that's going to be interesting. Let's see what the comments are saying. Everton's left will be a problem. Will we be defensive there or attack? So here's the thing, right? Mikolenko, he's still pretty young. He's 26. Grealish will have to work hard defensively, right? Moyes will have him working hard defensively. And Moyes is a very pragmatic manager. So he's going to look at this team of ours and say, Ahmad and Mbumo are the two biggest strengths in this team. So we have to play more defensive on the left-hand side. So I see all three of these guys working extremely hard defensively. And I think we will struggle to create stuff on the left-hand side. And that's why I think Mateus Cunha has to be our man of the match in this game. If Mateus Cunha can bring back his Wolves form, what he does in this game is he creates havoc for Ganage, right? He creates havoc for Garner and Ndiaye on this side. He forces the whole team to work so hard on both sides, and he pulls people out of position because he can, basically go past people very easily and pull people out of position. So I expect Mateus Cunha to be the person that unlocks this game. And actually, now that I think about it, this is going to be one of our biggest tests, because I don't think Everton's going to come play against us at Old Trafford, right? Everton's not going to open up and just welcome us at away from home. So that means we're going to have 60% possession and really break this team down. Now, it's possible that Emram is like, I'm not confident about us playing against, playing with 60% possession yet. So instead, I'm just going to give Everton the ball and try to break them down, from the mid block or something like that. But would we like to see him playing the long balls that he played against Liverpool in this game? I don't think so, right? Imran says, I think we're going to smash Everton like 4-4 or 5-0. Dude, I would love nothing but something like that happening, because first of all, from a personal reason as well, anytime United have a great game, I get more views on the analysis videos. And also it's more fun to talk about, right? Because there's we get to see a lot of good stuff. Like that Brighton game was one of my favorite games this year, because I could have made like 6 analysis videos out of it. I didn't even talk about half the stuff. Sean says, I'm concerned more about Ndiaye. Could have that Cunha type game he had with Wolves against us last year. Yeah, absolutely. I think Ndiaye is a very hardworking, like humble type of player. He, in terms of his work rate and ethic, reminds me more of Mbumo than he does of Cunha. But yeah, absolutely. I think this is gonna be a good one. Yeah, Kerwin, I'll bring you in once we're done with the analysis a little bit here. I agree with the entire shout. He's so good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Nelson, what's good with your Rashford take, bro? Okay. I think we viewed him as the main guy, but he was more like Nani. Had the ability to win a game on his own, but struggled with consistency. Nelson, let me give you an alternative point to what you've just said. The problem I have with Rashford is he was happy to get paid like the main guy. He wasn't happy to get paid like Nani and then be a Nani. He was happy to get paid as the main dude. And obviously with his big profile, with the MBE, with feeding the kids, all of that good stuff. Him and his PR team very much made him believe that he could be the big guy. And the reason I have a big problem with Rashford is because I believe the hype, right? I don't know how you guys feel about it. I believe the hype of Rashford, and that's why I feel like I feel betrayed in a way, right? It's like if you know, it's like if a family member or a close friend just led you down the wrong path and, committed fraud or something. And now you're just like, you feel like such an idiot because you believed in them. That's how I feel about Rashford. So it's almost, I feel like we are closer in our takes than we think, because I also believed in Rashford. I thought he was good enough to play for us. But he was happy to just take us for a ride. And um, how you end something is how you did the whole thing, right? That's how our memory works. It's like beginning, middle, and end is what you remember of any memory. What's it called? The beginning of it was good, the peak of it was good, but I still remember the negativity. It stings a lot more than the positive stuff does, and that's my problem with Rashford. That he led us down this path where we were the guys defending him against Mbappe once upon a time, right? Where he was having that crazy season. Like Rishi said in the video, he was one of the best left wingers, in the world at the time. And he had a great relationship with Luke Shaw as well on the left hand side. But ultimately, the way he treated the club, and I feel a little bit the same way about Ronaldo, right? Because the way he left the club, the way he did the Piers Morgan interview, it just felt like he was more important than the club. And I get it. It's Ronaldo. If anybody can say something like that and get away with it, it's Ronaldo for the stature he has in the game. But you still can't shit on the club that gave you your first Ballon d'Or. You still can't shit on the club that made you who you are in many ways. So that's the problem I had with Ronaldo, and it's a much bigger version of the same problem with Rashford. I hope that makes sense. Let's see it this way about Rashford. Even after so many years, he never put in enough to go for captaincy. Served him right. You're selling Rashford short. He showed us he could be the main guy, which was in his contract chasing season. Yeah, absolutely. Problem with Xerxes. Okay, but I think people are asking about Xerxes. Why not Xerxes as false nine? Wasn't he specialized for that type of role? Even in the Brighton game, I thought he caught up to steam with time. Thought the second goal was his fault. I think with Xerxes, it's an interesting question. I don't know why Amram doesn't play him at all. Like Mainu barely gets minutes, and Xerxes gets even fewer minutes than Mainu. I think we're more likely to see Mason Mount as a false nine than we will Xerxes. And I just don't get it, because I see Xerxes as a slightly slower, slightly taller version of Mateus Cunha. He does all the same things. Like he can hold people off and drag us forward with the ball. Maybe he starts Xerxes in this game. Maybe we're all surprised that he starts Xerxes, because I can see the benefit of having a Xerxes as the number 9, because he can pull some of their center backs out of position. And like Michael Keane, he's 32 now, right? So this could be somebody that we could cause troubles to. And James Tarkowski as well. He's 33. So they have some old players in their team, guys. I mean, Grealish is 30, Keane is 32, Tarkowski 33, and Gay is 36, and Pickford's 31 as well. So they have some old players in their team, and we have a real chance of blowing them away with our intensity, right? So let's talk about the positives and what United can do and how United can win this game. In my opinion, the way we have to blow them out of the water. We have to start the game on fire. We have to start this game like we started the Chelsea game. We have to start this game like we started the Liverpool game. And that's how we just go blow them out of the water. Because if we get an early goal, that suits us very well, because we have been very good at scoring against teams that come attack us a lot. So if we get 1 or 2 early goals, if we go like 2-0 up in the first half, I have a very good sense that we could go win this game 3 or 4-0 as well. So I think that's what we're going to do. It's really about, how we start this game. I think that's what's important. Milan says, respect Ronaldo. What Ronaldo said is all true. Yeah, but how did he say it, though? He was throwing his toys out the pram, and it was very much, I don't care what happens to the club. I want a GTFO, right? That was my problem with Ronaldo. Yeah, exactly. Ronaldo can be criticized, and Lord knows he's done enough stuff in his life to be criticized about. But Tommy says, Rashford is a disgrace. No way a player from La Masia does to Barca what Rashford did to us. An academy player does not stop running for the badge. Exactly. Exactly. And you know why I have respect for Scott McTominay? Because he never shit on the club. He always gave it his all, and he never felt like he was Billy Big Bollocks. And listen, I get it. Rashford and McTominay were viewed at two different levels at this club, so it's not like they were both the same player. And maybe that's why McTominay didn't get it into his head. But even Lingard, man, Lingard didn't shit on the club. Like he tried, and he had very good fitness. There was no complaints about him from behind the scenes. Yeah, I expected more from Rashford as somebody who's grown up in like Withenshaw and has earned his whole life from the club. That was very disappointing. Guys, can you like the stream, please? We have 50 people watching, but only 11 likes. I would appreciate the like on the stream. Thank you so much. Xerxes was being trained as a reference for crosses last season. He scored a good header. I would love to see. I would love to see Xerxes in the team, but I think he prefers Mason Mount, so maybe he comes off the bench for Mount because Mount can't play 90 minutes. Discuss about the new PSR rules coming from next season. Honestly, I have no idea what the new PSR rules are. Let me see this new PSR rules. Interesting. This is interesting, actually. Let me see this. Apparently, the profit and sustainability rules are being scrapped for squad cost rules. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah, you can. Clubs voted on Friday to overhaul the division's financial regulations from the start of next season. Scrapped in favor of squad cost rules, which limit clubs to spending no more than 85% of their football revenue and net profit or loss from transfers. Okay. Premier League confirmed in a statement that a multi-year allowance of an extra 30% will incur Levi, and once the allowance is exhausted, they'll need to comply with 85% or face a sporting sanction. Okay. Which currently dictates that club participating in its competition must spend no more than 70% of revenue on football costs. How does this actually change things, though? Like, how is it different than PSR? Does anybody know that? Sources told ESPN that, more than 5 times the money earned in the previous season. Okay, so it's no longer based on what the lowest club can do, but it's... No. Okay, I'm not reading this right. I don't think I should be reading this live anyways. But if someone can tell me, based on what they understand, Arav, if you want to tell us what it actually means, because I understand that they've changed it, but what does it mean? Help us understand that. Tommy says, I don't care about Ronaldo. Wayne Rooney, in my opinion, is a bigger United legend than Ronaldo, but I get it. Ronaldo is more popular. Honestly, is that a hot take? I don't know if that is a hot take, because I probably agree. Like the stuff Wayne Rooney did for this club, and he literally did everything he possibly could. And Ronaldo, Ronaldo in his first stint, I have zero complaints about Ronaldo. Like he was one of the reasons I fell in love with football, right? And that's why I was hurt by the fact that he acted the way that he acted, right? Like like Barcelona was a complete mess when Messi left. Literally, they couldn't pay him. That's why he had to leave and go to PSG. Would he ever say stuff like that about Barcelona? I don't think so. I know he was an academy graduate there and all that, but still, Ronaldo, man, like for a club and a set of fans that, would essentially die on the hill that you are the GOAT, you kind of took a massive dump on them, and that was my problem with Ronaldo. Non-football expenses such as interest payments, staff wages, etc., don't count in terms of PSR. So they do count in terms of the new rules then? Because the new rules are like squad cost rules or whatever. As a Ronnie fan, approved. Let Rishi dig on the PSR. I'm sure he can help us all. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll make the next Stat Patters episode about PSR. And problem with draws is that it doesn't hurt as much, but we do end up falling behind significantly in the table. Yeah, absolutely. I think the draw is good for the individual game. Like if you're losing a game and you come back to take a point, that's good. But when you see a string of draws or over a whole season, draws are not very good. I agree. Rooney a bigger legend for the club than Ronaldo, but I don't hold anything against Ronaldo for saying what he said in that first interview. I just don't. I just didn't like the vibe of it, man. I remember when he said it, I was just like, I don't like this. United management disrespected him. Who Ronaldo, bro? Like, I don't really want to make this a Ronaldo debate. I agree, United has been run like shit, but there's a way to communicate that to fans. And to go to Piers Morgan, man, I don't like that guy's face. Like, he's just an idiot. Like, why did you have to go to Piers Morgan out of all the people you could go to? It just doesn't make sense to me. In the new rules, they don't count. Earlier, they did count, limiting our profitability. Now we'll have more room for maneuvering. Okay, so Chelsea basically is going to buy like 500 players next year, is what you're telling me, by doing like 15-year contracts. That's what I hear. Anyways, Kerwin, if you wanna, I don't know if you have a camera or not, I'll bring you in. Let's talk about this Everton game, or whatever else you want to talk about. Yeah, you can hate the club hierarchy, but why would you make the fans feel like shit? I think this is the point. This is what I was trying to say. That's my problem. There's a way to come out and make it all the club's problem, but the way he just abandoned us mid-season, canceled his contract and left, because let's not forget he was the top goal scorer of the season before that. He scored 18 goals for us. And just because Ten Hag left him on the bench like one or two times, like he's just gonna completely shit all over the place. I didn't appreciate that. Okay. This is, I guess, Rishi, this is a Chelsea dig. He just chose the wrong guy. Up until that, I even justified tantrums. Then Hag had some agenda against Ronnie the moment he stepped in. Yeah. Do you think we'll start seeing some subs preparing AFCON? Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll start seeing Dorgu playing the Ahmad role very soon, in my opinion. I think that's going to be something that we're going to see. And when I spoke to James from the Muppeteers, he said the same thing. That Dorgu is the closest thing we have to Ahmad in the team. And so Dorgu playing off the right-hand side to, connect with somebody on the right-hand in the right 10 spot could be something. Before, clubs could lose money up to a certain amount over 3 years. Now clubs must keep their spending on players and wages below 85% of what they earn each year. But there's also 30% maneuverability that they can do over a couple of seasons. So I think this is kind of similar to what it is. But anyways, we'll do a deep dive onto it and we'll talk about it. Kerwin, how you doing?
Hey, how's it, man?
I'm good, thanks. You're from South Africa, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
You were the Bunda master last time.
Yeah, kinda. Well, not me. I mean, the players are the Bunda master. I don't have a Bunda. I don't play football, to be honest.
Well,
I'm past that age
you
now.
could have fooled us, man. You could have told us you do have a big one, and we would have believed you. But anyways, yeah. So
maybe that's why I have an interest in it in the first place, because I see the difference.
Fair enough. So you were the most excited about the Mbumo signing then.
I was, to be honest. I was kind of surprised that we were going after Cunha. Well, when they announced it, before we were even linked with Mbumo, I did mention it to a couple of my friends. I thought we should go for him, but I'm not really. I love a lot of players, but I'm not gonna get that excited whether I get those players or not. As long as the structure's doing their job, signing the right players, like Dogo, I think is a fantastic player for Man United. Like, if you think about everything that has been wrong with the club over the last 12 months, you think about physicality. That's a player you want to bring in, just up that floor. And 20 years old.
You're talking about Dorgu, right?
Yeah, Dogu.
Yeah,
he's the perfect kind of signing. I think he's got a great future. So I'm happy with him.
I agree. He's very good. He's very good at using his body. Like, surprisingly good for somebody at 20 to know. Like, you would have thought coming into the Premier League, the physicality is what he would struggle with. It's absolutely not. His physicality is on point. What he struggles with is the decision making at times, and when to play the pass or which direction to play it in. But that will get better over time, right? I think I would be more worried if the physicality is something he struggled with. Like some of the skinnier left wing backs we've seen over time. Like, remember Sergio Reguilon? They used to play for us.
Yes, too skinny, too weak to play there. And unless you're gonna, especially in a defensive area, you need to be a bigger lad. Especially when you pin yourselves into that low block. But yeah, he uses his body really well. I think one of
He
the
does,
players
yeah.
that all of us have witnessed from when he first came into the club, someone like Luke Shaw, who never really used his body very well at the beginning, but kind of learned how to use his body well. And
Well, he also got a bigger body, so
yeah,
it became a
he
little
does have a
easier.
bigger body,
Yeah.
but in a
Yeah.
way they are very similar in terms of the range in which they can deal. They can pretty much deal with a lot of players. You know what Dogu surprised me? Like I saw him take on Semenyo in preseason, I think it was, and
Hmm.
he absolutely bodied him in one of the situations. Now Dogu's slightly lighter than Semenyo, but I was shocked because Semenyo's the type of player that would bully a Man United defense. Like I don't know if you saw him against Spurs. He didn't score in that Spurs game, but he was absolutely killing it against Spurs.
Hmm.
Yeah, what a good player he is. Just back to
Yeah.
that Everton game, as you covered at the beginning of your video. I just want to make it short and sweet. I think that if you put a lot of emphasis on playability and tactics right now against a team that I think we are better than, I think I don't think that's that important. I think attitude is the most important thing in this game. I think the
Yeah.
first 5 minutes of the game will tell us everything we need to know about the team. We
Hmm.
can do all our research, we can cover our ground, our tracks, and have kind of expectancy. But I think the first 5 minutes will be the most important thing. And I think Monday Night Football is very difficult for a lot of the players because they don't like to wait the entire weekend. I've heard players speak about that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a United versus United once again, and you don't want a team like David Moyes, Everton, to get under your skin. Uh,
Hmm.
on Monday night at Old Trafford, chasing a game, it can become a very lethargic game. So I think it's important that we, as you said, play with real emphasis, kind of strong temperament, and play aggressively in the first
Yeah.
5 minutes, both
We
on the
need
defensive
energy.
end and
We need
yes.
to go blow them out of the park. I think that's the way we can really win this because, like you said, we have so much more quality in our team than their team, right? Everybody's praising Grealish and rightly so, and Iliman and Jai, everybody, but uh, are they better than Mbumo and Cunha? No, they're not, right?
They're
Even
not.
even a Mason Mount is, I would say, right now, okay, injuries aside, probably a better player than Jack Grealish is, because Grealish is 30 years old and he's not had great seasons for City for a long time. So,
Yeah.
but that being said, on their day, anybody can play better than anybody
This
else,
is the
right? So
type of
that's
game
what
that
we
he
have to
might
be concerned about.
this is a game that Grealish might pick himself up for, and that's the difficult part that Man United players, current players, have to understand that. They say the shirt is heavy, and it is heavy because of our history, and players they get themselves up for these kind of games, and
Hmm.
got to be careful. So yeah, I think the most important thing is whatever the manager decides to do when players came in today. I saw a little bit of the training video that they posted on. They had a live stream on the United YouTube channel. Whatever he spoke to the players, whatever he told them, I believe they came out a little bit late because they were telling each other about their journey over the past week, the international journeys, because there was a lot of things that happened. Dog was
Hmm.
scored, Bruno got a hat trick, Casemiro's captain. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things that have happened. So whatever he's telling them, and I don't know what he's going to tell them, but whatever he's going to do to get them up and understand that this is serious business. This game on Monday,
Hmm.
like because it will only if it's not serious to you, it'll only become serious if you lose then, and that's too late. You need to realize it immediately. Like guys, we play Everton on
Yeah.
Monday. Everyone's got to come with their best game.
You know what I'm worried about, Kerwin, is this again seems like the type of game that we go 1 or 2 nil up and then we concede a couple of goals because we switch off, right? Because Grealish is good at playing on the counter attack, right?
Yep.
You could argue that the way City are playing this season, which is more counter-attacking football, more physicality based than tiki-taka small players.
Mm.
Grealish should have been good in that system, but some reason they let him go, and he's been doing well at Everton, right? He had 4 assists after the first like 3 games or
Yep.
something.
A really good
So
return.
Grealish, if he plays the 90 minutes, like after the 70th minute, I would be worried about us like switching off. Like he does have a good delivery as well, so there could be some sort of free kick type of situation or corner situation, something like that. So we have to be. I think you're right. This is about the mentality of being at it, of wanting it more than the other teams. Because if you see the last 2 games that we drew, these are 2 teams that want to make it difficult, right? They don't want to play like champagne football. They just want to make it difficult. And we played against Sean Dyche. We struggled. We played against Thomas Frank. We struggled. And now against, actually the Thomas Frank, the Tottenham game, we were very good till the 80th minute when we conceded. Right. But it's still, if you don't do anything in the last 10 minutes, you can still concede 2 goals and lose. So what's your score prediction for this game, Kerwin?
I'm going to be positive and I'm going to go with 3-1. I'd like to say 3-0, but the problem is, I still
United,
think
right?
Yeah, United. I still think we need that world-class, someone 25, 26-year-old that can play at central centre back, and can push De Ligt to the right-hand side, and then you can play around with Luke Shaw and Yaro, and then you kind of got like a kind of baseline, and you have Maguire in the background that can come and help out. Because
I think Martinez is back, isn't he?
He is, yes, but I'm saying kind of in the future, because we need players to play beyond their kind of level, as you said, because they're switching off. And if I look at that Tal goal, even though I blame Ugarte for that goal in a sense in the build-up, one of the problems is that you have someone like De Ligt who is challenging Tal as he turns, but the problem is that his hands are weak, and he skews his hands towards the side, and as he skews his hands towards the side,
I agree.
He's turned himself, and all of a sudden now that space is opened up next to you, De Ligt. He's going to turn. As soon as he turns and he shoots, he's got open space. And it's those small things. If you are a little bit taller, like a 1.9, 1.92, whatever the case might be, I don't want to get back into the debate about height, but I think it's really important that you have these players that can lock in and do it consistently, because players like Vidic and Ferdinand in the past, they could do it all the time. And we don't have a team that can do that for 90 minutes yet.
Yeah. No, I agree. Listen, De Ligt, for me, he has impressed me a lot this season, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't made any mistakes. And I think that Tell goal, it is being harsh, but he could have done a little bit better, because when I watched the goal live, I was like, how did he get so much time to take a touch, turn, and shoot? Right?
He knows it. He knows it because he leaned on using his hands to push Tal off balance, and he failed at it, and that's the problem. You got to be strong in that moment if you're going to commit to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Kerwin. Thank you so much, man. Give us you said score prediction 3-1.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Kerwin smashed it as always from South Africa, man. What I appreciate about callers like Kerwin. You're saying thank you.
I was just saying thanks. Cheers, guys. Have a good evening.
Yeah. See ya, Kerwin. What I appreciate about callers like Kerwin is you get to see, no matter where you are in the world, United fans have so much ball knowledge, dude. Like Kerwin knows what he's saying. He's got a very structured thought process about how he sees the game, and he can analyze it very well. So, the next time you want to call somebody out for having a shit take or they don't know ball, think about people like Kerwin. Think about people like Nelson, who's going to come in next. There's so many people in our fan base that know what they're talking about, man. And but we somehow, the biggest voices are on Twitter. All these tacticos talking nonsense. But we have some of these people here that make so much sense. And speaking of people that make sense, Nelson.
There we go.
How you doing, man?
We're good?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. I actually agree with almost everything Kerwin said. We kind of see football quite similarly. I think this is, we discussed it when I said I think we'll get 7 points in the next 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
If we win this game, I think this bodes well for Sean's take of top 4, in my opinion. I think
if we don't win this, we're not getting top 4?
I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. This is every single game that we are leading in possession, we struggle. Mm-hmm. And this game, Moyes loves teams like Man U, where they sit back and they use the big, tall strikers to hold the ball up or wait on the counter-attack. I think it's a good thing, hey, Kerwin. I think it's, what's his name? Barry?
Yeah. I'm looking at Tierno Barney.
I think
Tierno Barry. God, it's hard to say.
Yeah, the French guy, the least French name. Barry is. I think he's injured. He's tall. He's 6'5".
1.95 meters.
Yeah,
damn.
he's Sesko's height. I'll be honest. I wish he doesn't play. I wish we face better than him. He has all the hallmarks of strikers we hate.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what though, man. Beto is quick in behind, and there's every chance that he plays Maguire in the back line.
Yeah, because of the height issue.
By the way, guess who just joined the studio?
Who did?
You guess? Son?
No, Rishi.
Yeah.
It's on the shot of Rishi. Yeah. So I think but here's the funny thing. I'm going to be positive here. I actually think we'll win this. I don't know why. It's giving me vibes of like a scrappy, ugly.
So we're gonna lose.
Yeah, so we're gonna lose. I see like a 2-1. Like we don't play well at all the whole game, but you get those like ugly.
I'll take that, dude. Yeah, I'll take that. I honestly, you know what I want to see. I want to see us go a goal down, and then come back to win this. Because we still haven't seen that yet. Like, we're the best first half team and all that, right? I want us to see a goal down and come back from it, because that, like, I've been saying this. I said this back in the Brighton game. I think you were here when we were talking about it, because people were like, how do you want to win this game? And like, what do you want to happen? And I said, I wish we go a goal down and score 4 to come back. And that didn't quite happen, but we did win 4-2 at the end, right?
Yeah.
So I want to see us get some adversity early on and see how the team reacts, because exactly like you said, the game state becomes even more against us at that point. If Everton score early, they're playing with even less possession, which means we have to try to break them down. And that would be me seeing something I haven't seen yet, right? Breaking down a low block when a team wants to just sit back.
I think David Moyes is one of the worst managers, him and Frank. If they score a goal early, it's a long
Sean Dyche as well. Like he's
Those old school type managers who that's their bread and butter. Score a goal, sit deep. Because as Kerwin said, I think he's not going to try to win this game. I think he's comfortable with a draw. But if they score first, I agree with you. It'd be interesting to see how.
Let's not forget he still has he still feels some type of way about United and Old Trafford, because he was our manager at one point.
He was,
and we treated him like shit. So
rightfully so too. Let's be fair.
I mean, first, that's what they say, right? First man through the door gets shot.
Yeah.
So once you come after Fergie, that it was always going to happen. Even Emery, he came after Wenger, and look what happened, right?
Yeah.
Was he was the first guy after Wenger, right?
He was. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was Wenger. Yeah, it was him. Yeah.
Yeah, and considering how he's done at Villa, and he also whoever won the Europa League against us, which team was that?
Tottenham?
Sevilla?
Oh, you mean Sevilla back then? Yeah.
It was Sevilla, right? And so he's a good manager, but he didn't get the. And you could argue like he's a better manager than Moyes is.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so
he's won more stuff recently than Moyes.
Absolutely, yeah. And anyways, what's it called? Were you saying something and I cut you off?
No. Because I don't want to go down. I think the Rashford conversation I'd lose it. I disagree with the Rashford take. I think the video was fantastic. I want to talk about the Rashford.
Give us your take. Give us your take.
So I think we as fans, and you pointed out the problem, is when he did the food run and the elevation of his social status, people aligned that with him being a good football player. And
he did that too, though. He did that too. It wasn't just people. He carried himself like the big Bollocks.
But as I think that's what good football players should do. I think he is a good football player, and you see it in his stats. He is a good football player. He isn't the main guy to lead your team. Someone even stated that people expected him to be like the new Manchester United captain when he never really showcased anything to be a captain. So we had our own views of him compared to what you could clearly see it. We discussed, we won't talk about the other guy because you might get cancelled. But there were other players in this team that the club itself had valued higher than him. He just performed well. And in periods where we struggled, that one good period where he outscored, he looked like, as you said, Mbappe reincarnated. But
see, this is my problem with it, right, Nelson? It's not 100% on Rashford. Right. Because the club decision, Ineos never gives him that contract.
Yes.
right? Ineos never gives him that contract. So in that sense, if you're sitting on, if this is like moot court and you're arguing Rashford's side of thing, you could say like, well, there's a lot of things that went against him in the sense that he didn't ask for that money. Like, okay, he wants to get as much as he wants to, but he didn't ask for the bumper contract to be paid like the future captain of the club. But we still decided to pay him. So I understand that, but I still think the way he didn't want to play for Amram, right? Because listen, could he not be a good a 10 or a wing back in the system? He would be great.
I think there's an Atlantis video, or I can't remember which YouTube I saw it from, and they showed how he played in Aston Villa, and he literally played in some instances
like the left wing back. Exactly. He would have been the left wing back,
yeah. Or there were points where he played in the half spaces as a left 10, and it's crazy. He never. The part that I agree with you is how he left. I don't think was a good thing. I don't think a player should ever tell a coach, "I don't want to play." Like I think that's.
But that's the whole. That's the start and the end of my problem with him.
Okay.
It's that my problem with Rashford is the fact that he disrespected his childhood club. And let's not forget Nelson. It's like, I don't know what relationship you would have in your life or I would have in my life that parallels the relationship he has with Man United, right? Because you don't really know much outside of that, right? And for somebody, they live in a bubble. Like they don't know what normal life is. They don't know what reality is. And sometimes that's the disconnect we have with them. But the fact that he's done all of this, like his MBE also comes from the fact that he's a United player, right? He doesn't have that type of platform. He doesn't have that type of weight under him when he does those things. And I appreciate him to death for it, right? Just like, Mr. Voldemort Greenwood is a piece of shit for what he did. Rashford is an amazing person for what he did. There's no taking away from that. But the fact that he didn't remember all those things when he kind of, kicked us on the way out of the door, that's what is unforgivable for me, because I believed all the hype. And this is the problem, right? I'll tell you what, I'll go a step further. Rashford, I made a video like 2 years ago saying why we will never win a title with Rashford. And my point was exactly what you just said, which is he can never be the best player in a title winning team, right? And that's the thing people seem to miss about Rashford at Barcelona. He's like the 10th or 12th best player there.
Correct. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why he looks good in that team, because he has to be a squad player essentially to be somebody who's good. And he wasn't, forget about being our best player. He was paid like a first team player and he was paid like a best player. And then he's never at that level. So that's where I see the disconnect, where he believed all the hype. He wanted to get paid like he was the best player.
Okay.
But when he left the club, he didn't want to respect us like he was our best player, or he was paid like the best player. That's my problem.
If the argument is the way the club viewed him was as one of the best players in the country or in the league, that to me, I agree with. I think that was really silly for them to pay him that insane contract.
£340,000 a week. That's how much they paid him. He got paid more than Rashford. More than Salah. For many years. Now Salah makes more than he does, but he got paid more than Salah for many years, and he can't even clean Salah's boots. I'm sorry.
Chance. Yeah, it's true.
Right?
No. Hey, someone outscored. Like Salah's one of the best players in his position.
If he was an Egyptian, if he was Portuguese, he'd have 2 Ballon d'Ors by now.
If he was English, he would have. Oh my God, he'd have won everything. For the last like 10 years. I think it's insane that how badly he's disrespected, but at the same time, I think with Rashford, had he stayed, he'd still be one of our best players. Better than
Mbeumo or Cunha?
Better than Cunha, for sure.
No.
Cunha's best. What is Cunha's best season? What is Cunha's best season?
Cunha's best season is 15 goals for a struggling Wolves team.
Yeah.
And Rashford's best season is 17 goals for a team that finished third.
That he carried us to third. Let's not forget that. He carried us. There was statistically he was
scoring goals. We were a very defensive team, and he did carry us. But I'm still telling you that he had much better talent around him than Cunha had at Wolves or Mbeumo had at Brentford.
Yeah,
objectively, neither of those guys played with Bruno Fernandes.
Correct.
Listen, you're saying he carried us. How many of his assists came from Bruno?
But I think that was the issue, was how we played. We played with the Ten Hag era that we try and completely We try and wash over it because it was a bad era. But the reason he played that well is clearly because we focused on only Bruno and Rashford as our attacking output. We didn't attack with any of the other. It was just those two. And to be fair,
okay, Nelson, let me ask you another question, because it sounds like what you're saying is Rashford from that season would be better than Cunha.
Yes,
but not Rashford in any season, because
I think
he's only
Rashford,
had one. Yeah.
How about now? Even like last season at Aston Villa,
he didn't want to do that for us, though, bro. He didn't want to do that for us.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the player. I'm not talking about the situation we're in. I think the situation we're in has multiple factors when it comes to Rashford. I think how the board managed him was extremely stupid. You don't give someone they overvalued him. They saw him from his social
massively, yeah. But that's what. Okay, so here's my point, right? Nelson,
arguments. I think we're agreeing, but we have different.
We do, but when you said he would be better than Cunha, I massively disagree, because Cunha in the Barcelona team is not the 10th best player.
He is the
6th or 7th. He's probably better than that, right? So that's my point. He's not better than Cunha, because Cunha right now on form, you're basically comparing Cunha's form now to like Rashford's best season. That's how you're thinking about it. And that's why it appears like Cunha is not really doing as much. But Cunha, in terms of his dueling, in terms of his defensive work rate, in terms of his ability to take on tactics, is miles better than Rashford. Rashford used to walk around on the pitch many times.
He did.
When we played the Liverpool game 7-0, both him and Antony didn't track back. Okay, no. Ten Hag might have not asked him to.
Ten Hag didn't ask them to. That's
fair. That's fair. Yeah. But dude, when we're 5-0 down, you're seriously, for the last 2 goals, you're like, okay, you know what? The coach said so. So let me just.
But that's what I mean. Like I feel like this is crazy, because I wish.
Richie says, fun to see Nelson wrestling with the thought that Rashford might be shit.
No. Rashford, right? That's why I disagree. I think
he's not shit. He's not shit. Yeah, he's not shit.
I think the part that here's what I'm arguing. I'm not saying he's a great player. And in the same vein, I don't think Cunha is a great player. I think we bought a very good player. But I also think Rashford is a very good player, because when he went to Aston Villa, he showcased that, 1, he can track back, and 2, that he can provide attacking.
Yeah, but again, bro, that's anyways. I think people are falling asleep with the Rashford talk. What do you think is going to happen in the Everton game? And let me just bring Rishi in as well.
There we go. Get double team. Yeah. I think with the Everton game, I initially thought it smells draw to me. It smells draw, but I can see us like a scrappy win. I think a 1-0, and then we just look shaky the whole game. It's kind of what I see. Yeah.
Fair enough. Rishi?
I don't know which one to first address, the Everton game or Nelson's.
No, the Rashford. We've already talked about the Rashford thing.
We've done a whole podcast, but the brother's still not convinced. See, my only point is, Nelson. See, Nelson. I get how you feel about Rashford, dude. Like, people went on Rashford's case even in the 2020-21 season, right? When we finished second, they were on his case even then, and it was not justified at all, right? People were hating him because he was a successful black man who was doing good work, and he was being applauded by the wider public. That was the reason for his hate, right? Yes. And I was defending him. I even said in the podcast that in that season, we won 8 games by a 1-goal margin, and Rashford scored or assisted in 6 of them. So I was completely with you. My problem is, you're saying that he was more like the Nani. He wasn't the main guy. We treated him like the main guy. But my point is, he did believe a guy like Nani, who's at that level, who's like a beta in that whole equation, doesn't do a bloody interview with Henry Winter declaring that he wants to leave. Right? That's the move that a Ronaldo pulls. So he didn't think that he was a second-rate beta guy, or he was making up the numbers in the squad. He thought he was the shit. He thought he was the deal. He thought he was the game.
He thought he was better than us. He thought he's not only our best player, but better than this level.
You've never seen flip-flopping like that. I honestly forgot about the interview. I forgot that part. Yeah, that part. Yeah, that part's bad. All right, you've won me over, but I just do see him.
No, you made some points. I won't say good points. You made some points.
But
And I love this about you, Nelson. I love this about you. You're not contrarian for contrarian's sake. You're a thinking person. And if someone presents a valid argument,
yeah, you
you're
take.
someone who will give it fair shot. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you'll give it a fair shot.
Yeah.
That's what I love about you. So thank you for that.
okay.
Yeah. All right.
And I
Rishi,
hope
so
now
what,
I hope I can change your mind about the Everton game also now.
So, what do you expect the Everton game to be?
Yeah, so I just want to go back to the FOTMOB page that Andy had shown the Everton Fulham game. Probably the only game that Fulham turned up for in this season was against us,
Yeah.
as happens with most teams that are not doing that well. I think Fulham are like 15th in the table, if I'm not wrong.
yeah,
They
but
are in a
Everton are
bad run of
13th.
form.
Everton are also
Everton are
13th.
13th. Also, something which I hadn't paid attention to when we were doing sorry our 5 game preview was the age of Everton. I mean, damn, they're like carrying some grandpas in there. Um,
Yeah. They make
so
Casemiro look like a spring chicken.
yes. So I'm just looking at that team and just the way we start, right? I have a feeling that these people are going to be sluggish when they start the game because they haven't
United
played.
or
I
Everton?
don't know how. United, sorry, Everton. They're going to be sluggish when they start the game. Our guys have all played games. I'm not sure. I think, and I'm looking at the Everton team, and I see NDI. I see a couple of others. Andy, can you show me the rest of the team?
Yeah.
NDI. I see Mikolenko maybe who might have played for Ukraine,
Ukraine.
and
Yeah.
Pickford might have played. He obviously played for England.
Mhm.
Tarkowski didn't play any football. Grealish didn't play any football, and he's also his form is tailing off. Thierry Barry, I believe, didn't. He isn't picked for
He doesn't play
France yet.
for
Dewsbury
France.
Hall,
Yeah.
yeah, Dewsbury Hall doesn't play for England. Ghana Gay still plays for Senegal, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
And Jai might have also played for
Yeah, and
Senegal.
India also played for Senegal. So a lot of these players, right? Garner also doesn't play for England. So a lot of these players haven't played in the last couple of weeks, so they're going to be sluggish. Whereas our entire squad has traveled, they are sharp, they have match fitness, right? And we start a game rapidly. So I have a feeling that it's going to be like the Sunderland game where we scored two in the first 30 minutes, and from that point on we are going to invite some pressure. Obviously we're playing at home, so and in the modern day, there's not a single manager who sees a 2-0 deficit and then just decides, you know what, I'm going to shut up shop, I don't want to affect my goal difference. Every manager tries to level the game. So at 2-0 down after the 30th minute, when we are actually even weaker, when Everton is actually even weaker and we are still going strong, they are going to, okay, Branthwaite and Patterson out. Plus, uh, the other thing, I think Maguire is out for us. Maguire's injured.
Oh, is it?
So,
No,
yeah,
he asked if
I
there were
heard.
major injuries for Everton. That's why I said the Brentwaite and Patterson.
Yeah, but I'm saying that you had mentioned earlier today that someone had asked about Maguire, I guess, or you said that Maguire might start. So, Maguire is not going to start, and we are going to be playing our preferred backline, and they are going to be tired at 2-0 after 30 minutes. They are going to try and attack,
Oh,
and we are going to score
Mainu's
the
out
third.
too. Mainu still says knocked doubtful. Maybe Mainu's not available
Okay,
either.
okay.
I think
So
Yeah.
Lissandro played for. Did Lissandro play for Argentina?
I doubt it. I doubt it. He's
no,
just
I
gone
don't think
there
so.
for
No,
training
he
with
didn't.
them. He's
They're,
No,
they're
he
he's just
didn't.
gone
both
there
of
for
a big
training with
squad
them.
now, so I don't think
Last
so.
game he played for us was against Crystal Palace in
Jeez.
February, guys. Jesus.
And I really don't think
Yeah,
this is a
that's
good team to start Lissandro because they're
yeah.
extremely physical. Like I wouldn't start in this game.
He's got to train
No,
with the team too, right? He's
I
got to
don't I
train
don't
with.
have an issue with the physicality because I think Martinez worries me in the sense that he'll be too physical. Like he'll go put out a 2-footed tackle on
Yeah,
somebody
that's
because
my point too. No, my
yeah,
point is
because
he might overextend himself.
yeah, he might try to do too much and get sent off. Like not
Yeah.
even the injury piece, but I think last time we under Ten Hag at some point we rushed him back too early and then he got injured again.
Mhm.
But guys, speaking of Martinez, Rishi's been on this way for a while. We need to sell Martinez.
I agree.
We need to sell Martinez ASAP. People are like, "Oh, Licha will be back and we'll be at a next level." Guys, just be the next level disappointed because he's gonna get injured again.
I think in our back line we should sell Maguire, Lissandro, and Luke Shaw. I think we need, if we're going to do this reset, if we're backing Amarim to do a reset, those three need to go, in my opinion, and then bring in new blood.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shiv, how you
You
doing,
know
man?
the
Sorry, Rishi, just welcoming Shiv to the stream.
Yeah. Hi Shiv. What's up?
Hey guys, I'm good. How about you guys?
Good.
Very good. Where are you
Doing
calling
well,
in
man.
from?
I'm calling him from the States. I live in Virginia.
Nice. Yeah. So is that the same time zone as us, Nelson?
Yeah, it's
I think so, right?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's
Bro, where are you from originally in India?
I am from Delhi.
Delhi. Yeah, I kind of guessed that from the accent.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Really? I would have guessed like South Mumbai also, maybe.
No, but he's got that Delhi twang, and there are no guys in Mumbai called Shiv. They're all up north.
Okay.
Fair enough. I still haven't gotten my accent like figured out to the American one.
Yeah, you're trying to hide it.
Yes.
That's fair enough. But anyways, Shiv, go on. Tell us what you expect from this game.
I do agree it'll be a fast start. Like we'll probably try to get a goal in like the first 10 minutes, but we do struggle with dribblers. So I think it'll be like 1-1 till like 60, 70 minutes. And then maybe we find like a late winner.
Interesting. Yeah.
Amarim
Who
gets
do you think
the
scores
start.
first? Everton or us?
I think we score first. Like if just one thing, if Amarim doesn't like overthink and like starts two fullbacks as wingbacks, which like I've seen him do it in like certain games, and with like NDI and Grealish on the wings, he might like do that to like stop the counter. So if that's the case, then I think that's too defensive, and we might not score first. Like he needs to.
So you're saying what Mazraoui and Dallo basically?
Yeah, if they start as wingbacks, then like we won't score first for sure. Like we need to go on the attack. Like it's Old Trafford. Like we need to make them feel scared. Like
I think Ahmad is going to start. I don't think he benches Ahmad for this game, just because we need to get the most out of those two guys before AFCON. Yeah. And I think the Dorgu experiments will start more when Ahmad comes off and in the second half type of thing, right? Because he needs to, on the one hand, he needs to see how we're going to do without those two guys because of AFCON. And I think that will happen instead of other players starting the games. It'll more be those guys coming off in the last 20 minutes. For us to figure that out. So I think we'll see Mbumo coming off in the last 20 minutes for these next 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, makes sense. I hope he brings on Lacey. Like I'm excited for that. Like if Lacey gets like 10 minutes towards the end and we can like give him those 10 minutes if we are leading, that would be like pretty fun to see.
We need to show him the Dowman clips of how to dive in the penalty box. So that he can win us a penalty, right? Because apparently you're the best thing since sliced bread after diving against Leeds when you're 4-0 up.
That was mad, dude. 15-year-old kid doing that in an academy game. Like the kind of things that kids are picking up these days, it's stunning.
Yeah, but these guys are, I'm sure Diamond is already making like 15,000-20,000 pounds a week.
Yeah, he's making,
right?
Diamond's really highly rated. Yeah,
I mean, see, forget the money he's making. I just said that he has played maybe 100, 200 minutes of senior football. He's pretty much still an academy kid, right? No matter how good he is. He doesn't need to dive. He's still diving. He's either being given instruction, he's picking it up on his own, or the coaches are telling him this is how you pick up
It's haram ball.
Yeah,
haram ball.
They play for set pieces, let's be fair. Like that's the whole
thing.
Yeah,
exactly. I think when he does the audition in training for the youth players, he's like, show me how you can go down at the edge of the box here. Right? And
the guy who pulls out a couple of knives is the one who plays the next game.
Yeah, exactly.
So guys, because we're not playing Sasko at the beginning because he's injured, right? Who's our who do you think our strikers?
I think it's going to be Mount, Cunha, and Bumo as the front three.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Same.
It's going to be Cunha.
I don't know what. I don't know the deal with Xerxes, man. Andy, do you have a read on why he's not getting picked? I can tell that maybe my judgment is, or my guess is that it's because he's not as good defensively, or he doesn't have the defensive work rate.
I think so.
And you saw it during that second Brighton goal. He completely missed his man on the front post. He missed his man on the front post, and that's how they scored the second one.
Is Šeško that much better than him defensively?
Šeško has more work rate. He does show more work rate because it's not about putting in the tackle. It's more about being in the right place.
Yeah, positioning.
Right. Yeah, positioning. And I think Xerxes switches off a lot. I think honestly, Xerxes sometimes looks like he wishes he was still at Bologna.
Yeah.
Because he was getting all the love there. He was the main man. The whole team was flowing through him. And so that's a little bit of the problem with Xerxes that I see. But I agree with you, man. Physical profile wise, I just look at him as a taller and slightly slower Cunha.
I agree.
Right? He looks like a Pogba who plays a striker.
But Andy, you know what the funny? Sorry, Nelson. Just quickly about Xerxes. You said that he wishes he was in Bologna. The funny thing is, I saw a clip of the "Good Times Are Coming" speech at the end of last season, and all the players were in the background, and Xerxes was the one getting the most hyped up when Amarim said that the good times are coming. It was going crazy, and everyone else was like, Maguire wasn't even clapping; he just had his arms folded, and this guy's going crazy. So I don't know, like he seems like a nice character to have in the dressing room, right? Like he's
every time they do
probably
social media stuff, it's Xerxes doing
Yeah,
the talks, right? With the Halloween
Yeah.
jokes and all that. And
Yeah.
even last year, they did a funny video with him and Mazraoui, I believe. Where they were
It was
doing
the
or
dad
something.
jokes, the dad
Yeah, it was
jokes.
dad jokes. Yeah, it
But
was pretty funny. But
also his character, like remember when people booed him and the way he came back. I think he has a good character on his shoulders. I think the question is,
yeah.
it
Only
must
thing
be-
I don't like about Xerxes is celebration. Like that's just where why we gotta bring out the guns. It's kind of a lame celebration,
reminds me of,
honestly.
like Keane again. But yeah, I think when you look at I don't know what it must be a tactical reason because I think Xerxes would be perfect for this game. Like I don't think we'll require as much pace like what Sesko's really good at. I think this would be a great game for Xerxes. But
he's also, I mean, I would argue, got the best hold-up play in our team.
He does.
Even better than Sheshko.
Yeah,
and that's the thing that makes me, that's crazy because last year, our team was so unbalanced that even though we could use Xerxes as a 9, because we only had Højlund as the other player, and Højlund was kind of useless across the front 3 positions, we played Xerxes in the 10, and it never really worked.
No,
because what was the worst aspect of Højlund? It was the fact that he couldn't hold the ball up.
No,
and what was the best aspect of Xerxes? That he could hold the ball up.
But
we
then
still never started with Xerxes as the 9.
What used to kill me is when we would play Xerxes, we were trying to play the ball behind him instead of playing it to him. And then when we play Højlund, we're playing it to him instead of it was. I don't know whether people just got lost in the instructions or they would panic and just lump up the ball.
It was a little bit of the panic because even this season we're barely catching up to how the system is supposed to be played, and you can imagine last season it was just chaos, right? But guys, Shiv, give us your what did you say your score prediction was?
I'd say 2-1 with like a late winner, and I just one thing to add on.
We're United, right?
Yeah, 2-1 to United.
I always have to make sure, man. But yeah, okay,
just
2-1 for United.
Xerxes I wanted to add was I think like with like ball to feet, he's a good player. Like he has good control, good hold up, and everything. His dueling is, I think, really bad. Like for like a tall dude, the amount of aerials he loses, like
interesting.
I never get that. Like the Brighton goal, as you said, maybe he was switched off, but like he shouldn't lose that header to that person. Like
it was such an easy one too. Like that dude, the Greek dude that won the header, like. He must be wondering like what he's doing with a goal against his name because it just came out of nowhere. Is it Charalampos Kostulas?
Right?
It sounds like a made-up name. I'm sorry, I have to say it. It sounds like a made-up name, but he must be thanking his stars for getting a Premier League goal. And Nelson, you said 1-0 or 2-1?
Yeah, I'm playing 2. I think. The more I look at this game, the more I'm hoping 2-1.
Okay.
Because I do really want us to. We've kind of done all the good things this season, except one thing: a game where we're leading in possession and we win against a low or mid block. That's. But it screams 1-1.
Well, we also haven't done the where we're trailing and we come back to win it, right? Because those are the games we've struggled in. Like when you watch City, you watch Brentford. Those are both games where we were trailing and we actually just, looked horrible after that. So I want to see that too. Rishi, you said 7-0 to United.
I think life's going to come full circle. I think how Amarim said that a storm is coming after a 4-0 win. I think It's going to be a 4-0 win, and we'll know that the good times have come.
Good times are here.
And we'll still get 7 to 9 points in this 5-game run. So it's weird that way. It's weird that way. I think Everton are there to be had.
Rishi and I just digging our graves. We're just gonna go
no.
in a row. And...
Either way, I'll tell you what. People like to think they know the formation that Amarim plays. I'll tell you guys honestly, even Andy and I don't know what he's going to do in the next game. We can only reflect on what has happened on the pitch, right? So even with the games, we are just trying to see the way we have a feel for the way United are, because that's how we've seen them play in the last 12 years. So it's just a feel that we're going off of, and we're trying to kind of guess, and we're not even trying to predict to be called as we got it right, and we don't want to be proven wrong. Right? If anything, we want to be proven wrong. So it's just a feel that we've got about these things, and we've got some stats to back it up, and we'll be the happiest if we are proven wrong. But yeah, I get a feeling this is going to be a good game.
I'm gonna get more views on the videos, bro. Of course, I want us to win. Because people watch, it's like natural tendency. When we're shit, I just want to not think about that game again. And when we're really good, I'm like, okay, well, what did Mbumo do well? What did Lawmans do well? That type of stuff. I haven't made a Lawmans video yet. There's so many times I've wanted to think about doing a Lawmans video, which, by the way, I mentioned it after the Tottenham game, that the second goal, the De Ligt goal, doesn't come if Lawmans doesn't go up, because he takes defenders with him, and that's why De Ligt is open on the back post. So go watch that goal again. You'll see how important Lawmans was.
We didn't really discuss Martinez, right? I see a few comments here in the comment section about.
No, we talked about Martinez. Lisandro Martinez, right?
Yeah, Lisandro.
Yeah, we talked about him. What do you mean?
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about how he could be reckless. We're worried about him getting a red card. But
I got to drop off. Sorry.
Yeah, we gotta go. I'm ending the stream. I'm ending the stream anyways. Yeah, cool.
Okay,
thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully we win against Everton.
Thanks, guys.
Big win for us if we do. But see you guys later.